So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a trade recap from a trade that I took on Tesla November 19th. It was Friday. Took the very quick upside opening range break and made $705. And the really cool thing about this trade is I'm trading small size. I don't believe that you have to trade really big in the stock market, and especially if my main focus is just consistency. I don't feel the need to have to constantly pressure myself to size up, because when I do, and then I'm on the wrong side of a trade and I take a big loss, it doesn't feel good. It really sucks. So even on smaller size, 3, 5 contracts, plenty of money can be made. And this trade is going to be a good example of that. So let's just get into the watch list. I was watching Tesla, Amazon, Netflix, Nvidia, and mRNA. And then quickly to touch on the mental notes, I mentioned it's Friday. I never really like to push it on Fridays. I always try to be extra careful, wait for the setup to look really good before I decide to take it. And I traded next week expiration contracts. So something that I'm consistently doing moving forward is on Fridays, I will focus on that next week expiration. Same day expiration can be incredibly volatile. And even though those moves can be really nice when they go in your favor, when they go against you, the losses can be really big. That premium just deteriorates so fast. So from now on, I'm going to make sure to trade next week expiration every single Friday. And then a quick update as far as Lightspeed. I know I mentioned I had a couple days where the fills felt a little off. I think that was just a really unique situation where the options were slightly illiquid and Tesla volatility was really high, and there was just some fast movements where I think it didn't fill as quickly as I was used to. But I can say that since then, it's been awesome. I've had zero issues. The fills have been incredibly quick, like I'm used to. So that was just a unique scenario, and I don't think I'm going to experience anything like that moving forward. So despite that one situation, overall, Lightspeed as a broker has been fantastic. So now let's get into the technicals and why I was looking at these names. We'll start with Amazon. Pretty self-explanatory. Big day one move, broke out of a flag pattern. It's trading close to all-time highs. Anytime these tech names are trading close to all-time highs, I want to have them on my watch each day in case they really start to move. So just realizing that that is a very nice candle off the 9 EMA, was trading slightly higher. So if it took out pre-market high, I thought it could continue. So the main levels that I was looking at was pre-market high and then pre-market low. If it took out that pre-market low and stayed weak, then it lets me know that maybe it's not ready to continue today. But I don't like shorting strong stocks because that's never an easy trade. So usually it's just a leave it alone. And now Netflix, and as far as the daily chart, it was not that clean, but it's above the 9 EMA, above the 20 SMA. And there was this red candle the prior day, and it was gapping just above that. All-time high was above at 799, so I was thinking if it could take that out, maybe it has a chance to catch momentum. So really, that was the main level that I was focusing on, that all-time high at 799. And now Nvidia, and the daily was not super clean on this either, had a big gap up the prior day to a new all-time high, and it sold off, so that was not the best candle, but still very strong. Above the 9 EMA, overall daily, in a big uptrend. So I was thinking that if it could take out that prior day high, maybe it has a chance to catch momentum. And it was trading slightly higher, so the main levels that I was focused on off the open was going to be pre-market high and pre-market low. I don't like shorting strong stocks, so if it took out pre-market low and remained weak, it was just going to be a leave it alone for me. And now mRNA, and the reason why I was looking at this is because in the pre-market, it announced that the FDA authorized boosters for adults 18 and older, and it's been really beat up on the daily. So I felt like if this could take out pre-market high and hold up, it had a chance to work into some of the upside open gaps. So the main levels that I was focused on was pre-market high, that 268.70. And if there was any weakness and it really started to sell off on that news, pre-market low, which was 252. Okay, so now let's get into the actual trade. So Tesla had a bit of a push off the open, pulled back, found some support right around 1,094. It's back above the 9 EMA, back above the VWAP, and it looks like it's going to go for an upside opening range break. That 1104 was a big number because it took out the high a day. So I took it kind of right at high a day. I always like to try to anticipate a little bit, but I'm not perfect. I ended up taking 3 1105 calls, and I got filled at $36.55. Once it cleared that high a day, had a really nice move higher. So now I'm in the money. I wanted to give this a chance to go a little bit further, but I am a scalper. So the moment that I see it kind of hang up and it just has trouble moving higher, I'm always going to take those quick profits. So this comes into that 1108, having a little bit of trouble. I just want to see, can it get over 1108? But look at that 2-minute candle. That is a huge candle. 10 points right there. So I know that it is slightly extended. Can it go higher? Yes, but I'm always just trying to get the meat of the move. I don't ever want to try to hold as long as I possibly can. I always take the quick profits, and the moment it comes into 1109, starts to show a little bit of weakness, or just it couldn't get through it that quick, I end up just taking those profits and I sold the contracts at $38.90. And yes, it did go a little bit further, but it's really hard to ever catch the whole move. I just try to be really good at catching the meat of it. By now, everybody knows that the moment I get a quick move in my favor, I'm just hitting the sell button, because especially on a name like Tesla, that can be 2, 3, 4 points very quick. And even on small size, 1 to 5 contracts, there is plenty of money to be made. So now let's go check out the P&L. Ended up making $705 in just under 1 minute. Happy about the execution of the trade, and that's a nice green day for me. That was the trade recap. Appreciate you tuning in. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for sticking around to the end of the video. I just wanted to highlight a couple cool things I have to offer. The first is going to be my newsletter watch list. This is going to be what I post on my private Twitter 30 minutes before market open every day. And what I'm doing is I'm doing a very quick highlight of the SPY, the Qs, the bigger picture, the upside level that I'm looking at, the downside level that I'm looking at, the market news or the catalyst that day. And then I'm going to list 4 to 6 names that I'm watching, my favorites that day, and then the catalyst behind them if there's any news, the bigger picture idea, what's going on the daily chart, and then the levels to the upside and the downside. And then I add some mental notes at the bottom, kind of what I'm thinking that day, make sure to keep my expectations in check and follow my process. And the second thing is going to be a one-on-one call. So if you want something that's less of a commitment and you just want to talk to me about my process and how I approach the market, this is going to be great. It's a one-on-one live call for 1 hour. So if you're interested in any one of these 2 things, there will be links in the description below. Feel free to check them out.